The Artisan Fire Pizza Oven is one of my favorite Kalamazoo products. It is amazing how quickly and easily it makes a perfect Neapolitan-style pizza, but it can do so much more. Today, I'm going to show you just how versatile this oven is. We'll be roasting asparagus wrapped in prosciutto, broiling clams with bacon and poblano, and making incredible horseradish-crusted steaks. There are so many options with our pizza oven, but these are a few of my favorites. I'm Russ Faulk, Grillmaster and Chief Designer for Kalamazoo Outdoor Gourmet. I've been a grilling enthusiast for more than 40 years, and I'm here to help you master the techniques that will take your live fire cooking to the next level. The Kalamazoo pizza oven preheats very quickly, and it's gas-fired, which gives you more control and makes it easier to use. The large, open flame at the back heats the sealing stone and delivers the primary cooking heat. Below the cooking deck is a second burner with a much smaller flame. Having two burners gives us the ability to adjust them independently and balance the heat for whatever dish we're cooking. Roasted vegetables are one of the easiest dishes to prepare in the oven. I'm going to show you a Kalamazoo favorite, crispy prosciutto-wrapped asparagus. This is a perfect appetizer that tastes great hot or cold. Start by making a simple filling combining fresh lemon zest with Boursin garlic and herb cheese. Whenever I roast or grill asparagus, I like to toss it in lemon juice and olive oil. This recipe is no different. Simply toss the asparagus in a bowl to coat. Now it's time to assemble the wraps. Start with a slice of prosciutto on the board, lay 3 spears across the end of the slice, then add a dollop of filling. Roll the prosciutto tightly around the bundle, then use your palm to roll it against the board to further tighten the wrap and help keep it from coming undone while cooking. While we've been assembling these, I've been preheating a cast iron fajita pan in the oven. The back flame is set to medium and the bottom burner is on low. You can see I'm doubling up my gloves because of how much heat a cast iron pan can hold. I like using fajita pans in the oven because the low profile sides help expose the food to heat all around. Add the wraps to the pan and return the pan to the oven. The radiant heat from the open flame will roast the asparagus and make the prosciutto crispy. After about a minute, pull the pan out to flip the wraps over. You'll want to rotate the whole pan a couple of times for even cooking. All that heat radiating down from the ceiling helps us get these wraps beautifully browned without overcooking the asparagus. I like the spears to remain al dente. These have been a huge hit when I'm entertaining at home. Everyone loves these crispy, flavor-packed appetizers. The lemon adds a bright flavor that helps balance the richness of the filling. This recipe, as well as the next two in this video, is available on the Kalamazoo website. Next up, we have a great recipe that's a riff on the classic Clams casino. Seafood really loves the radiant heat of the Kalamazoo oven. Everything from shrimp to sea bass to these clams is a real treat to make because of how quickly you can brown them without overcooking. Let's get started with our toppings. First, we'll roast the garlic and poblano chili. I'm doing this in a pair of small cast iron skillets. Only bread and pizza dough should really be cooked directly on the deck of the oven. Anything else should be cooked in a pan. Having a variety of cast iron cookware on hand in different shapes and sizes helps you open up the possibilities of using the Kalamazoo oven. The poblano will blister easily toward the back of the oven where it is the hottest. You might need to flip and rotate the chili once or twice. Keep the garlic towards the front of the oven to cook more slowly. Once the poblano is blistered all around, transfer it to a covered bowl to steam itself while the garlic finishes roasting. The garlic will need to be cooked 20 to 30 minutes longer than the poblano until it's soft and golden. We combine the garlic with a little parsley, butter, lemon zest, and salt. Discard the charred skin, stems, and seed from the poblano and cut it to a small dice. The last topping component we need to prepare is our breading. This is a combination of panko, pecorino, and olive oil. We're ready to shuck the little neck clams. I use a bed of rock salt in our pan to stabilize the clams. The same technique works well for roasted oysters. Once all the clams are laid out, we add a dollop of garlic butter along with bacon and poblano. The breadcrumbs will finish off our topping. A smaller spoon would have been helpful here. The clams roast in the oven for about 10 minutes, rotating the whole pan for even cooking. They're finished when the butter is bubbling and the breadcrumbs are browned. These come out of the oven super hot, so let them rest for a few minutes before serving. I love the mild spiciness we get from the roasted poblano on top of the garlicky goodness you expect from the classic Clams Casino recipe. I have grilled so many steaks in my lifetime that I wouldn't know where to begin estimating the number. But when it comes to cooking filet, I turn to the pizza oven. I love how the big open flame browns the steak all around and helps turn up the flavor on the leanest of steak cuts. Adding the horseradish crust makes this my favorite recipe that we're walking through today. The crust is an easy combination of butter, pecorino, panko, and prepared horseradish. These fillets are served with a toasted baguette underneath. It's the perfect way to collect all those flavorful juices. Try to choose a loaf that is large enough around to match the size of your steaks. We'll toast the bread right on the deck of the oven, where we are also preheating 2 small skillets. Give the fillets a generous coating of olive oil on all sides, then season liberally with fine gray sea salt and coarsely ground black pepper. Place the fillets into the hot skillets, and then put the skillets back into the oven. Keep an eye on the browning underneath. We're going to leave them just a little longer. Once you're ready to flip them to the second side, add the horseradish crust, then back into the oven. You'll want to rotate the steaks for even cooking, and you may even need to pull them towards the front of the oven to slow things down if your topping is browning too quickly. I pull the steaks out of the oven when an instant read thermometer registers 125 degrees Fahrenheit. Immediately place the toasted bread rounds under the steaks and let them rest for at least 5 minutes. The filet turns out very tender with beautiful browning on all sides thanks to the open flame and the hot cast iron. I love the flavor of the horseradish topping and the way the bread underneath soaks in all the juices. Other cuts of steak work very well in the pizza oven too. I find that thick steaks and a hot fajita pan create the best results. The Kalamazoo oven excels at much more than cooking pizzas. It's ideal for roasting vegetables, meats, and seafood, and I really like using it for cooking on top of cedar planks. Radiant heat from the open gas flame at the rear perfectly mimics the heat you'll find in a more traditional wood-fired oven. And the ability to balance the heat top and bottom makes the Artisan Fire Pizza Oven incredibly versatile. It's perfect for pizza nights, everyday meals, and special occasions. This is Food and Fire by Kalamazoo Outdoor Gourmet.